Pollinators are an incredibly important part of any garden. We're talking about your bees, your butterflies, and a variety of different insects which really love certain types of perennial flowers and plants within your garden. So today I'm going to be focusing on some of the best pollinating plants you can get in your garden. This isn't an exhaustive list. There will be more that I'm not including here, but I'm going to share some that I personally use in my garden that I know the bees and butterflies go absolutely crazy for. So let's jump right into this. Also, if you can, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it. First of all, GMs. Now, as you can see from this little guy here, who I'm trying to keep track of, they absolutely love this. This is GM Totally Tangerine, but really any GMs you will see bees all over. They can't stop going after this one. You'll see that they absolutely love it. As I move away from one bee, another appears to come to it. They really, really love this plant. So this is definitely a fantastic pollinator in your garden. And it looks so pretty as well. I love GM Totally Tangerine for how it looks. But if we're just talking about pollinators, yeah, they really enjoy this one. It's fantastic. I do think this plant actually can self-seed. I'm not 100% sure if this variety can, but I know that other GMs can. But I'll have to do more research into that. But yeah, definitely recommend this particular GM just because of how pretty it is. But pollinators will like any GM. Another one which is right next to it, since I've kind of got this in a combination, is Salvia Caradona. And once again, the pollinators go crazy for it. Now, I have quite a few of these around here, and you can see this little guy over here on camera. He's trying it out. They love these purple flowers. They really, really enjoy it. I always see them in the morning just absolutely clamoring around this. So it's definitely an absolutely fantastic pollinator plant for your garden. And it just looks so nice, especially paired with that GM Totally Tangerine. It's a great combination. Here we are, we can see him enjoying this Salvia Caradona over here. And this does apply to other salvias as well. They love it. Here is another that they absolutely love. This is Salvia Bumbles Sky. And I can count maybe about 6 different bees on this one plant alone right now. Maybe even more that I can't see. If you look around, you can just see them going crazy. This is another salvia that's similar to Caradona, a little bit more low growing. It spreads out really nicely. This plant is only about a year old and it's already spread out so much. They really love it. I mean, it's literally called Bumble Sky, so you would kind of expect there to be a lot of bees on this. Yeah, it's definitely one of their favorites in my opinion. Another that they really love is Nepita. This is Nepita Walkers Low, and the bees really enjoy it. You'll also find that cats really love this too, so if you don't want cats in your garden, maybe don't have this because it will attract them. But more importantly than that, it does attract the bees. It's such a great plant for pollinators. It's really low growing, as the name suggests. Here's a sort of slightly taller one, I suppose you could say. It's kind of just intermingled within my other plants. It's a very natural looking one. In fact, if I walk over here, we have a whole kind of row of it, and this row is always filled with probably maybe like 50 to 60 bees at any given time. They are just all over this everywhere. So it definitely is one of their absolute favorites. And this thing just keeps on flowering. If you chop it back, I know a lot of people do a Chelsea chop on it, then it'll keep on flowering more and more. So you can really expect to see a ton of different pollinators appear throughout this. I've talked a lot about bees, but how about ones for the butterflies? Now this is Verbina Bonerences. I'm trying to focus on it because it's really tall and hard to kind of get a good look at it. But basically, I'll show a better picture of it on screen. The butterflies absolutely love this one. Don't get me wrong, the bees do as well, but they really love the little pink flowers on this. They almost kind of remind me of cherry blossoms, and they go crazy for it. So if you're looking for something specifically for butterflies, then I can't recommend this one enough. It's a very, very tall plant. It'll get to maybe 6 foot or even a little bit taller, and you can expect to see them all over this one. Another one is the Macedonian Scavius, which is, I believe, Naughtier. There are different names and variations of this, but if you get yourself some Macedonian Scavius, the bees and butterflies seem to love this one. As you can see, this guy is just getting so much from this one little thing. It's definitely an absolute favorite of theirs, a very tall growing one that looks a lot like just the normal Scabious that you get native here in the UK. So it definitely is a pollinator favorite. This next one is Salvia Hot Lips, which has become a very, very popular plant in the UK. And yeah, the pollinators go crazy for it. I don't know if this one is particularly as good as ones like Salvia Caradona and Bumbles Sky that I shared earlier, but I still do see a ton of bees on this at all times, so I'm guessing they still really like it and get something out of it, so I had to include it in this list, especially as I know a lot of people have this one or have been thinking about getting this one. Right next to this, we have Geranium Dreamland, which again, I just see so many pollinators on. At the moment, there isn't any because they're all over at the Nepita, but trust me, they will come over to this. They will enjoy this one. It's such a prolific flowerer as well. It's just got so many flowers on it, as you can see right now. Very low growing plant, definitely one they'll enjoy. I believe they like most types of geraniums, so they're definitely good for pollinators. This pink native plant to the United Kingdom, which is Silene dioica, is absolutely loved by the bees. As you can see, this one going crazy on it right now. Like I said, this one is a native plant. It grows wild here in the UK, so you can expect to see this around a lot. It is pretty short-lived, but whilst it is around, the bees will get a lot from it, and it's very early flowering as well, so they'll get a ton of that early nectar that they need, which is such an important thing for them. Right next to it, we have the Pulmonium, which again, they love so much. This is also called the Jacob's Ladder, I believe, due to these kind of stair-like foliage on it. Yeah, they've really been enjoying this one. This one doesn't have as many flowers on it as some other things in my garden at the moment, but they've been making such a good use out of it. They really always seem to be hanging around this in this border in particular, so I gather that it is probably one of their favorites, and that makes me really happy. This next one is Nia Arvinus. This one is similar to the Macedonian Scavius. It's basically the same plant, really, but this one comes in a sort of pinky color, more like the traditional Scabious that you might see sold very early on in the year in garden centers. This one is fantastic for bees and butterflies. I've seen them both really enjoying this. It's such a pretty plant as well. It is a native plant, I believe. I think it's native to the UK, so again, a fantastic source of pollen for those pollinators. They really seem to love it. Another absolute classic that pollinators love, of course, is lavender. This one is Lavender Hidcote. It's this beautiful low growing variety. Now, lavender very much likes poor soils, sort of sandy, stony kinds of soils. If you grow this in something too rich, it won't like it. Lavender also does not want to be watered very much, but one caveat I will say about this is a bigger lavender like this, you don't need to water that much at all. But smaller ones that are still growing, like this one, small one in here, you do need to water. There's some misinformation, I think, on the internet about how often you should water your lavenders, and people use a general rule of thumb to just never water them, but that isn't true for little ones. So I just wanted to put that out there as my own little PSA. But yeah, the pollinators absolutely love lavender. This gives them so much, especially the bees. They just go crazy for it. So you've got to have some lavender in your garden if you have the right conditions. Next, we have the beautiful Linearia purpurea Cannon Went, which is these beautiful gentle pink stems. It's decently tall. In fact, I have an even taller one to show you over here, and it is just always covered in the bees. They absolutely love this. Yeah, this is just one plant. It's really little when you first get it. It grows so quickly. It's a fantastic perennial, and I just think it's so pretty. I love ones that have tall sort of stems like this. It's probably about maybe like 5 foot at the moment, I think. I don't know if it gets any taller than that personally, but it's a really nice one. And as I said, the pollinators are just all over it. Here I've got it with some of the others that I mentioned on this list. So yeah, it's a fantastic plant for pollinators. They go crazy for this. They're all starting to die back now, but how about alliums? If you're looking for some bulbs on this list, pollinators love the alliums. These beautiful purple spherical flowers are so great. They self-seed around your garden. Some grow fairly low, like these ones are probably only 2 foot maybe, but some can get up to 6 foot, like this giant one here that decided to never flower. Actually, that's slightly taller than 6 foot, maybe like 6'2". But yeah, sadly, most of them are gone now. If you've seen my past garden tours, you'll have remembered there were tons in the garden. Most of them fell over in the bad weather, but there you go, you can see some others. But yeah, there's still loads in this border. This one is Alium Purple Sensation. So absolutely perfect for those pollinators. So that's everything on my list for now, but like I said, it's not an exhaustive list. There are definitely more, and I'd love for you to share some of them in the comments section down below. What pollinator friendly plants do you have in your garden that they seem to go absolutely crazy for? Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.